Hi guys, I'm excited to get into essay number 98 because it is Hanukkah right now, and essay number 8 is about literature of the Jews. So this is a book published in 1865 called American Miscellany, which should make me remember that this might be a little racist. There's a good possibility. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't read this before. We're going to read this together. We've just finished reading a little bit about, the essay was called Importance of Self-Knowledge. That was essay number 97. We're on page 246 at the moment, and we're reading essay number 98, Literature of the Jews. The indebtedness of the literary world to the Israelites has not been generally recognized nor realized by Christian scholars. To illustrate the obligations of literature to the Jews, we need not dwell on the fact that these people were the penmen and the chosen depositaries of that wonderful book which contains the only reliable history of the world for many centuries, and which has more sublime and beautiful poetry and more valuable moral instruction than all other books, though this should entitle them to the lasting respect of the world, for ever since the dispersion of the Jews among the Gentiles, by whom they have been a despised and persecuted people, the children of Israel have distinguished themselves by their pursuit of literature. Here we are. In the darkness of the Middle Ages, they interested themselves in the studies of the Arabs, who for successive ages were the sole patrons of learning, and by means of translations into Hebrew and Latin, diffused a knowledge of the sciences through the different countries of Europe in which they resided. Even previous to the 9th century, the Jews produced several original works on morals and philosophy. In the 10th century, science was assiduously cultivated by them in Spain. At Toledo, they had schools which were greatly celebrated and crowded with scholars. No less than 12,000 pupils attended them. In mathematics and astronomy, there were no schools in Europe that could compete with those at Toledo. Ibn Ezra, a Jew, was the inventor of the method of dividing the celestial sphere equatorially. And it is said that in some of the philosophical treatises by the Jews of that period, allusion is made to that important principle in the Newtonian system, the attraction of the heavenly bodies. What was true of the Jews in Spain was likewise true of their brethren in Portugal, Germany, Italy, France, and elsewhere. Everywhere during the ages of darkness and general ignorance, the dispersed Israelites were the zealous cultivators and successful teachers of the important sciences. They were also distinguished for their knowledge of medicine, and notwithstanding the bitterest persecutions with which they were everywhere visited, they supplied physicians to most of the kings of Europe, and even to some of the popes of Rome. Thus were the Israelites the cultivators and transmitters of learning through the entire period of darkness and gloom which enveloped the minds of men during successive centuries, as they had been the faithful depositaries of those sacred books so invaluable to men. Thus were they also, under Providence, not only the depositaries, but from their peculiar condition and dispersion, the propagators of human science and knowledge in all the kingdoms of Europe. These facts are deeply interesting, if not new, and are suggestive of the debt of gratitude which the Christian world owes to the still dispersed and despised descendants of Abraham. Happy Hanukkah.